Oh wait, she's kind of cute. What is she gonna do? Oh, you've gotta be fucking kidding me. Hey, oh, this? Yeah, you're probably wondering how we got here. Well, you see, okay, let's let go of the cringy movie recap line first. Ave Mujica is a band orchestrated by Togawa Sakiko. Formerly the keyboard warrior of CRYCHIC, she sets out to shake the world by recruiting famous people to join her masquerade band. People on the same level as Ariana Grande, The Rock, Ryan Reynolds. Well, up until that very moment that is. Nyamu, Umidi, Uika, Mutsumi and Saki. 5 girls with pretty stacked resumes, but struggle with one big thing. Why would Saki go tooth and nail to bring these girls together when they can't even perform on the same wavelength? The girls have one goal in mind, to sway the audience. That's the only thing they share amongst each other. Other than that, they basically function as contractors, not friends. In order for Saki to help support her disheartened father, she poured everything into the success of Ave Mujica. After being disowned by the Togawa family, Saki's dad was dumped into poverty, resorting to alcohol as a means of coping, in which Saki tries her very best to keep him afloat. Really depressing stuff. Saki had the choice to return to her sheltered life with her grandfather, but ultimately chose to take care of her broken father. I cannot imagine how dreadful that is. The stress of juggling school, jobs, her dad, and micromanaging Ave Mujica. Not gonna lie, just thinking about this script is stressing me out. But no, the stress doesn't just end there. The one who really rocks the boat is Ave Mujica's drummer, Nyamu. This piece of shit character, waste of a drawing, thinks it would be a lovely idea to sabotage the group's identity by revealing their faces on stage. They're probably only 3 concerts in, and they clocked the face reveal faster than Dream's timeline. Normally, drummers are the heartbeat of the band, but Nyamu is so buns, she's demoted to the left toenail. Okay, not all she says and does is bad. She can be reasonable to a degree, mostly when the group is arguing. I can't lie, she is good at making everyone ponder about their actions, especially their discussions towards their disbandment. Nyamu isn't the villain in the story. Her actions do carry weightless carelessness that bring conflict wherever she goes, but she isn't inherently evil. In MyGO, I always thought of her as the mysterious idol figure, since she isn't really a character that we learn about yet, until you truly see how good the plot is at deceiving you. Nyamu is an opportunity seeker. She longs for fame and popularity, 2 things that the rest of her bandmates already attained, including Umidi. She's the multitasking queen. Nyamu would rather accept the invitation to variety shows at the expense of not showing up to your Spider-Man themed trampoline birthday party. It was incredibly difficult for Saki to, I guess, please Nyamu because she would grow impatient and oppose Saki's plans due to her impulsive behavior. Saki is the protagonist of Ave Mujica, the rich and sheltered daughter of Togawa. It was until the recent company fraud resulting in a loss of 16.8 billion yen. Saki kept everything to herself. After finishing MyGO, you become aware of her actions. Her choice to avoid Tomori and the others for the sake of not burdening them. Saki wanted a clean slate and a fresh start, but she also wanted to do it independently. She didn't want others involved in her situation. In my previous video, I complained about Saki's lack of communication to CRYCHIC and her decisions to ghost everyone that cared about her. She felt that after losing her dad, she would have only herself, and that broke her. Delusion plays a strong theme in this show. I'm convinced that these girls are extremely schizophrenic because of how unhealthy they lash themselves to anything that makes them feel like they're worth something. However, Saki has a cushion. She could quite literally choose to live in the manor and make multiple trips to visit her dad, rather than soaking up everything and potentially dealing with abuse, which eventually happened. Gramps swooped in and took her ass back to the mansion. Might be raps for dad. Although Saki is a very flawed character, which goes for basically everyone in this anime, I had trouble hating her for what she did. For her age, not everyone can remain calm under heavy loads. It felt like she was about to break down any second, but she held her spirits for the sake of Ave Mujica and Mutsumi. Deep down, she never wished for CRYCHIC to break off. She needed to be realistic with the outcome and chose to cut them off to not overcomplicate the situation. Saki may have been the protagonist, but Mutsumi pretty much stole the spotlight for the entire show. Back in CRYCHIC, Mutsumi played as their only guitarist. She is a very reserved girl that finds verbal communication extremely difficult. Her highly sensitive nature causes her mental state to sometimes crash out. When things get very overwhelming, her other personality pops out. DID, or otherwise known as multiple personality disorder, is a severe mental health condition causing a person to randomly shift between two distinct behaviors. Mutsumi's more expressive side, Mortis, takes over when the girl feels extremely overwhelmed. And it becomes a big issue when you learn that Mortis can't play the guitar, not even at a fundamental level. So wait, Kavtix, you're telling me that this girl, Mutsumi, kept getting trampled on by other people's problems, got no help for herself, switched characters mid-performance, and forgot how to do the very thing she's loved all her life up until now? Yeah, but it's actually called Mortis, not Mutsumi. When Ave Mujica disbands, everyone returns to their normal state. Well, at least it looked like it. The girls realized how unstable Mutsumi was after knowing how easily she folded during their live performance. It was then that the girls, despite their breakoff, realized how much they wanted Ave Mujica back. They were incredibly desperate to the point where MyGO was caught in the crossfire. It seriously amazes me how much deep shit these teenage girls get into. Aren't they all like 15 years old? What the fuck? This drama is more mature than whatever's going on in the streamer world.
Me and you? Co-Asian?
Oh my god, bro.
Tomori realized that Mortis' crash out is the same acting bit her mother Minami Mori did during a scene. So that begs the question, which side of her is the real one? Well, let's do a spin. Oh, come on. What's it gonna land on?
None.
Both Mutsumi and Mortis are one. Mutsumi serves as the default consciousness while Mortis only appears during those crucial moments. It's like when you're on the brink of death and suddenly your brain chemistry fixates on Yuri for your survival. I hope you get the picture. Everything settles down, allowing Mutsumi to take back the wheel. CRYCHIC temporarily returns for their last Haruhikage together, and then they all live happily ever after. Oh shit, I forgot about that. There seems to be a recurring theme of characters clinging onto the past and wanting to relive their experiences all over again, ignoring the setbacks and potential consequences that come after. The way Ave Mujica presents these girls is a beauty that hides the disaster behind the scenes. Okay, this is way too dramatic, but I'm sure Saki would love this script. Apart from Saki and Mutsumi's identity crisis, characters like Uika, who secretly has a deep-seated obsession with Saki, Umidi's trust issues, her blunt and aloof personality to everyone, and Yamu, a very selfish and self-driven girl who only longs for fame, an audience that only has eyes for her. Yet these girls play some good-ass music. Damn. I'm talking full episodes of just straight live performances where you got girls trauma bonding and trauma cooking. Truthfully, Ave Mujica is really messy. The girls are horrible at resolving things on their own, and throughout the anime it just felt like the issues wouldn't end. I shamelessly kept comparing Ave Mujica to MyGO, seeing how quick they were to resolve things on their end because of how much the girls cared for one another. Comparing a group that can't even get the ball rolling to a group that can't move on after losing the ball just seems unfair. Director Kodai Kakimoto said in an interview, "We are well aware that this approach may not resonate with all audiences. Some may even dislike it. Yet we chose to fully immerse ourselves in portraying the characters' emotions and actions without a compromise or hesitation." The director explained that MyGO and Ave Mujica take a completely different approach in presenting their characters and their dynamic. MyGO has a sense of unity and hope. There will be messy days, imperfection, unresolved matters, yet tomorrow always comes. You just need to move forward. Shared struggles are better than hurting alone. Unlike the ones I've watched, K-On! And Bocchi the Rock, the music serves as the emotional representation of the characters and their demons. Not to disregard the significance of what these two anime can do to you emotionally, but Ave Mujica continues their performance even after witnessing Mutsumi fall down the stairs. That weight, that darker, more ominous tone which sets the mood, it gets you curious for what comes after. That's Ave Mujica. If you think it's borderline Yuri and believe everyone should just start making out, I wouldn't even think otherwise.